How's it going, friends? Sean Don here, coming back with a technical analysis. Just a reminder, if you're interested in a technical analysis of your own, go to gripandrip.co. Go to the coaching section, sign up, just $20 or $15 if you want to subscribe for a monthly review. All right, it's about that time of year when a lot of people are hitting me up for analyses because it's competition season, indoor, ramping up to that championship season, and then outdoors is starting up soon, so people want to get their technique right. So go sign up now if you're interested. But here we are. We have Garrett Stokes, collegiate hammer thrower, 2-turn in the weight. He sent me a few different videos. I'm going to kind of run through one really quick, a competition throw of his, and then run through a training throw of his as well. And give you guys a little side-by-side, not side-by-side, but, comparison, I guess, of the two. So here is a 16.8 meter competition throw, 2-turn. It's not bad. It's okay. I mean, like, there's definitely some things to be worked on there. And then, for comparison, we have a 17.6 meter practice throw. Jam into some Skrillex or something like that. I don't know, dubstep. Or, like, just a little saucier. So, to go back to the first video. But I'm going to start with this video. Because I think it'll highlight a little bit more of the things that are perhaps going wrong in the throw. Different angles show some different things. You sent me a third video, Garrett, your practice throw that was smooth, and it indeed was smooth. You were more centered in that one, but I think comparing these two are going to give you your best bang for your buck in terms of perhaps what's going wrong and how to help you fix it and then maximize your results with this 2-turn. So you're coming off this shoulder, sort of sling start. And just to start, you're balanced over that right foot, but as you shift back, I think the biggest thing here is going to be your posture. The ball comes straight down off that shoulder. This chest drops, and then you do sit back well. So you do have this nice sitting back sort of motion. And you can see this left shoulder rotating backwards, this right leg working up through it. It's a little left side going ahead, kind of. Left leg opening up early. But I think the biggest thing here, like I said, is posture. With this sling start starting high, the ball has no place to go but down. And I don't think that's the best thing. I mean, I get you're doing a 2-turn, so like you got to get it going right away. There's no time to like let it build. But that being said, I think you could try to reach your hands outwards a little bit more instead of just letting this drop straight off the shoulder. You got to posture up more, got to keep your chest up, got to keep your hips underneath you. That's going to be the big thing. If your hips are underneath you, you're not going to have the right sort of position or the movement to really start working the ball right away, because you can't really work the system, in my opinion, unless the hips are underneath you, or at least moving in the same direction as the implement as you're turning. So, like I said, just a little bit bent over here. I'd like to see your hips more underneath you, your chest up. Maybe keep this weight probably about waist height at the very least. You're definitely not going to be able to keep it, flat, but I think it would help direction for sure, because then as you go through here, like I said, this right leg's kind of behind you. This left side is opening up early, meaning it's doing most of the work. This left foot's the big telltale sign there. Level shoulders, hips are okay, but then yeah, you see the ball start to rise up on you. And with this right leg being kind of behind, as you can see, you have this funky kind of position here. This right leg isn't quite as active as it needs to be. Let's try to have a little bit more dynamic, like A-skip style movement and single support. So pull this knee up, activate that psoas, dorsiflex the foot, do A-skips in your warm-ups if you don't, do them already, and you'll be able to refine this, this leg and single support, whereas right now it's kind of wide and inefficient, straight-legged. But yeah, so you're going through single support, you catch, and so this is what I'm talking about. This is the big thing that I see. Big shoulder tilt, not a huge deal, but the big deal here is your hips are not underneath you at all, and this is why I like this view. Because it really shows and highlights that. Ideally, at this point, you'd have your hips directly underneath your shoulders, or vice versa, shoulders directly over the hips. And you see, even after you catch, you kind of drop down a little bit. You can see how bent forward you are. It looks like you're strong enough to kind of work out of it a little bit, which is dope. But in terms of efficiency, there's a lot left in the tank. All right, so you catch, you come down with the ball, and then start working back instead of just catching in a good position with your hips underneath you. So that's all it comes down to. Keep your hips underneath you. Be more upright through this torso. As you can see, you kind of have like a back squat sort of position right here. You got to think more kind of front squat position, stacked torso. And then that'll help you work those hips more into the ball more efficiently, more immediately, if you will. You can get to work right away instead of having to fight out of it and then get to work. So your working window, I guess, is kind of short here. As you come through, you can see your left shoulder's down and relaxed, which is good, but it's still doing most of the work. This left side's the only reason why you're getting through this throw. Your right foot is turning well here, but your hips really don't get up and extend into the throw at all. And then same thing, you kind of have this lean going into single support. You have this wide kind of, I think they call it like a cowboy sort of leg. And that A-skip sort of single support would help a lot. And then same thing, you catch. You can see this tilt. It gets even kind of more dramatic now. And you even catch a little bit late where there's not much tension, not much separation. Funky position here, hips way out, back behind you. Got to get them underneath you. Big time, big time. And then you have the strength to pull yourself out of it and still throw almost 17 meters. So like there's an 18-meter throw in the tank if you get your hips underneath you for sure. So yeah, so that's kind of this throw. And then I want to just run through the second one very quickly just to kind of see if there's anything different since this is a different view. But yeah, same thing. Coming off that shoulder, ball's going to drop down. You're getting pulled forwards a little bit, but it looks like, here you have a better position in terms of, you can't tell without a side view of like kind of where your torso angle is at, but it does look like it's better here. You're not getting pulled forward as much. You can see you're relatively centered. This left foot's still opening up early. You get pulled around the left a little bit, so that's meaning like the left side axis, let's say it's somewhere in between your shoulder and your foot right now. If you look at where your body's at, you can see you get pulled around. And you see your body is now over this left foot, which is fine, but it's just it's a little inefficient. Like I said, you got to kind of think about staying back on this right foot a little bit longer. Get this right leg, right hip a little bit more ahead, get some separation. And really, if you fixed this single leg sort of movement in single support, or sorry, right leg single support movement, A-skip it over rather than around, you'd be much quicker, you'd catch deeper, which you do catch pretty deep here, but you'd have a better separation with the hips and the shoulders. You feel more tension, you'd be able to feel that right side work a little bit better. And the same thing here, as opposed to the competition throw, you're not getting pulled forward at all. You're leaning back, you're holding your counter, if you will, much better in this throw. And then at the same time, you can see this left side kind of, it's down here, but then it kind of rises up a little bit. Same thing, ineffective right leg. You catch, once again, a little bit late. So work on that right leg movement. Don't think about working the ball until your right leg's down on the ground. So like that's kind of the first thing that should start each double support, is that right foot coming down. Anything else you think about doing in double support before then, whether it be turning the hips or pulling the shoulder or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is getting that right foot down, and then from there, then you can work. So get that right foot down each turn before you think about accelerating. And then you're not getting pulled forward as much. Your posture is much better here. Your hips are underneath you more. You do have the tendency to kind of yank with the head and the shoulder a little bit. You can see this right foot is not turning. This right knee is not turning as well. So your hips really aren't getting up into the finish that well, as you can see with this kind of side body backhand with the left hand finish. So yeah, the biggest thing for you, at least in terms of competition to this practice throw, is posture for sure. Is that sort of counter backwards. It's much better here than it is in the competition throw. So that's going to be where you get that extra meter. And then honestly, if you fix some of these other little things I said, 18 meters I think is on the horizon for sure. So that's it, Garrett. Let me know if you have any questions. If anybody else out there, like I said, would like a technical analysis, go to gripandrip.co and sign up. Hit me up, or hit me up on the Instagram. Send me a video, and we'll get you worked out. It's that time where you need your technical analyses. You can take your game to the next level, because some of you might have it figured out, some of you might not. I don't know, but I'm here to help. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Until next time, Sean Don signing off.